everyone, I have another 10 of my favorite camera accessories to share with you today. Everything's linked down below, so let's get right into it. The first accessory is this external viewfinder that you can pop onto the hot shoe or cold shoe of pretty much any camera. So it lets you frame shots without relying on the LCD or EVF. And I have two. I have a standard viewfinder, which is this one, and a top-down one. And I especially love using this with my Lumix S9 since this camera doesn't have a built-in viewfinder at all. It's also just a really fun way of shooting, especially this top-down one for street or travel photography because you can shoot in more of that waist level style. This next one is a bit more expensive, but it's the DJI RS4 Mini Gimbal. And I use this with my A9 III. Let me just switch it on. Because the A9 III's IBIS isn't strong enough for hiking and uneven terrain, and this keeps my footage really stable. So I'm able to use the Mini 4 with my A9 III in a cage, plus a microphone attached to it, and it works great. Before this, I used the Mini 3 and it couldn't handle the weight. The Mini 4, on the other hand, has been on 4 trips now. It gets used daily with this camera setup and it's still going strong. So the motors are great now to keep up with this weight. Next, I absolutely love this mini flash and I always keep it on me if I'm going anywhere with a camera. It's so easy to just keep in your camera bag or even in your handbag. So I used this for a portrait photo shoot when I was reviewing the Sony RX1R Mark III, and it was perfect for filling in the light when we were in the dark tunnel, but it also looks great when using it outdoors as well. Dan also took some portraits of me while we were in Thailand. It was nearly sunset when we took these, so it won't overpower the strongest sun of the day, but it is decently strong. This is a really simple flash to use. It only has 4 strength settings that you choose from, and that's it. It works better with physically small lenses. If you're using long lenses, you can see the shadow of the lens, but little hack, you can shoot with your camera upside down and you won't see that shadow anymore, which is what we did here. By the way, if you don't like using flashes in your work, then I'm really excited to say that my natural lighting online workshop is now live. You can learn at your own pace watching videos that I've created, walking you step by step through everything I know about getting the best results with natural light, and no other equipment except your camera is needed. I do a live photo shoot throughout the entire day, so shooting at midday sun to show you what works and what doesn't. After the workshop, you'll be confident in finding the best lighting at your photo shoots, and I'll leave a link down below if you want to get access. But on to the next accessory. We all know that I love mini printers. I showed you this Canon Selphy CP1500 in my last video, which makes 4x6 inch prints, but I have even more printers that I like to use regularly. So this one right here is the Canon IV2, which is also known, more boringly, as just mini photo printer. So I think it's IV in the States and mini photo printer here in Australia. So I had the original IV1, which used micro USB, and I've upgraded to this one now as it charges with USB-C. The way this printer works is with zinc paper, which means it doesn't use cartridges or ink refills at all. The prints themselves come out on sticker paper, so it's a fun little extra thing you can do to give your clients or just print out photos for friends and family. At first glance, the prints look great. The color and detail are pretty good considering how small the printer is, but if you look closely, they're not professional quality, so the colors can shift and they're not super sharp, which I think is fine. Again, it's really meant for fun and personal use. If you want a mini printer for deliverables, I would recommend the Canon Selphy instead that I mentioned in my last accessory video, but this mini is still really nice to have on hand. I use this one a lot. Next up is this phone screen, which I use so I can film with my back camera on my iPhone, and it also works with Android. I always prefer to film with my back camera, even if I'm doing a selfie talking to camera style shot, because the back camera's quality is much higher than the selfie camera. The only problem is that you can't see what you're filming. So in comes this little screen, which was quite cheap off Amazon. If I'm filming a longer talking to camera segment, I'll pop this screen on so I can make sure I'm filmed properly while recording. It makes filming way easier and saves you from having to reshoot if you drift out of the frame, which I have done a lot of times, unfortunately. So this screen works with MagSafe and no cables too, so it's really unobtrusive. It just connects via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi and has its own internal battery. This screen has become a must-have for me, especially when I'm traveling. I have one more phone accessory, and this one is a MagSafe hard drive. So this magnetically, again, sticks to the back of your phone. and I use it anytime I want to record ProRes footage. So instead of filling up all the storage on my phone, the footage records straight onto the hard drive. And if you want to shoot in ProRes RAW, you need an external drive anyway. So this is a good way to be able to use that feature. What I love about this is that when I get home, I can just plug this straight into my computer and start editing. Or if I want to edit on my phone, I can plug it back into my phone and work from there. The one that I have is 1 terabyte, and I used it heaps late last year when I was filming quite a lot on my phone. It's such a simple setup, but it makes phone filmmaking way more practical, and I'm looking forward to using it more as I do have some travels coming up that this will be handy for. And I have 2 of these hard drives. So this one here is pre-built, and this one I put together myself, and I'll leave them both linked down below for you. This is what it looks like with the cable. The next one is something that I get asked about all the time, and it's something I think every photographer should own: a good old tripod. The one that I have is extremely versatile for my setup. It has heavy duty carbon fiber legs and a center column, and I absolutely love this thing. It's extremely sturdy and can hold a lot of equipment without collapsing or slowly moving. It's actually rated for around 40 kilos, which is like 90 pounds. Dan has this big shoulder rig that he used to film on. He has downsized it a bit recently, but he used to put that huge rig on this tripod plus more, and it was always perfectly sturdy even in the wind. So these are the largest legs available that they offer, and there's a few different heads that I have here. So I'll use this head for heavier cameras and lenses, and I also have a smaller one that I use for hiking. I also have, sorry, I've got a lot of things I'm juggling here, a gimbal attachment that I use for telephoto lenses, which is really good. And this is a extension for the center column. So this tripod is super versatile and comes in handy almost every single day. Speaking of tripods, this leads me to the next accessory, which are these magic arms. And I don't know what I would do without them. These little arms are insanely versatile and have become such a staple in my setup. I have so many of them. It's actually a bit alarming how many that I have, but I use them for a lot of different things. The main one is attaching things to my tripod. So I'm actually using one right now on my tripod, holding up a monitor so that I can monitor my camera while I'm filming this. But I also use them to attach microphones, phones for behind the scenes footage, lights, pretty much anything that I need to mount in an odd spot. They're super sturdy, super adjustable, and you can lock them into just about any position you want. If you shoot with multiple devices or you like customizing your rig, then these make everything way more adaptable, and they save you from buying a bunch of dedicated mounts or cages or brackets. This next one is something I use to create content, and it is the Meta glasses. I bring them with me anytime I'm heading out with my camera, whether it's a professional photo shoot or me just going on a little photo walk for fun. I'm still using the first version, so the battery isn't amazing, and I do have to pop them back in the case to charge every like 15 or 20 minutes. If it gets much worse, I will probably upgrade. They only film vertically, and you can now record up to 3 minutes at a time, which is a huge improvement from the 30 seconds they were limited to when I first got them. The audio is great as well, so if you follow me over on Instagram, you might have noticed that I have been uploading lots of reels where I've used these glasses to get behind the scenes content from my photo shoots, and I use the audio from the glasses themselves most of the time because they actually sound really good. The 3-minute record time is more than enough for me to hit record and just forget about it for a while I'm shooting and be able to capture a few different poses and compositions before you need to record again. These kinds of behind the scene videos are great for showing potential clients what it's like to shoot with you, so I think this can be a really handy addition to anyone's kit. I've left this accessory till last because it's a bit of a weird one, but I think every photographer should have one of these, and it's this mini Pelic Case. Look how cute it is. So I keep this box under the seat of my car or sometimes just in the boot of my car, and I use it like a first aid kit to store some essentials. Since it's a dark, thick box, everything stays organized, protected, and it's really easy to find. I don't think I need to explain too much why this is so important, but for example, if I'm not feeling well before I have to shoot a wedding or just do a photo shoot, I want to make sure that I have some important medication on hand. If something goes wrong when I'm out on a hike doing landscape photography, if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and there are no shops around, this box would be super handy. I feel like us photographers are always in some pretty random situations where this is an absolute must to keep in your car. So inside I keep basic medication, first aid items, sunscreen, and a few small tools. I highly recommend having a little box like this because you never know when something like this can come in handy. So let me know in the comments which one was your favorite accessory from this video, and don't forget I'll leave them all linked down below if you want to get any for yourself, as well as my online natural lighting workshop. But thank you so much for watching. I make new videos every single week, so I'll see you all next time. Bye!